Hey, Raiders fans. Today we need to dive into one of the most talked about moves in the NFL recently, the trade of Jakobi Meyers. My reaction to this move? One word, future. And when you break it down, that's exactly what this trade is about. The Raiders are clearly looking ahead, building for years down the line rather than focusing solely on the present. By moving Meyers, the team managed to acquire a fourth-round and a sixth-round pick in the next draft. Now, some people expected more, a second or third-round pick, a so-called Day 2 selection. They didn't get that, but if you analyze the situation strategically, it actually makes a lot of sense. If the Raiders end up being a top 10 pick team, then these picks have higher value than usual. A top 10 fourth-rounder and a top 10 sixth-rounder could be converted into a Day 2 pick, depending on the front office's strategy. This is all about stockpiling assets and keeping options open, and that's why I say the focus here is on the future. The trade is also a clear signal that the Raiders are actively planning for sustained improvement rather than chasing a quick fix this season. After sending Jakobi Meyers to Jacksonville, the team is projected to have 10 draft selections in the next draft. One in the first round, one in the second, one in the third, three in the fourth, one in the fifth, two in the sixth, and one in the seventh round. This doesn't even include potential compensatory picks for players like Jakobi Meyers and Robert Spillane. When you look at it this way, it's obvious that the Raiders are stacking their draft capital for the long term. Some fans might say, well, last year we had 11 picks and none of those players are making an impact. But the difference here is that the team is deliberately creating flexibility to build depth, address holes, and set themselves up for future competitiveness. Yes, the present season has been rough, and the offense and defense both have depth issues. But with the salary cap space and these draft assets, there's reason to believe the team can improve significantly over the next few years. It's important to understand that this trade isn't just about losing a player like Jakobi Meyers. It's about creating opportunities for other players to step up and make an impact. On offense, the departure of Meyers opens the door for players like Dante Dorton Jr., who will now see more snaps and chances to stretch the field. The team's running game can also benefit because defenders who previously keyed in on Meyers will have to adjust, which might open lanes for Ashton Gentry or allow for more creative plays out of the backfield. Alex Bachman, who has been solid on special teams and as a reliable slot receiver, also benefits. With Meyers gone, Bachman could emerge as a key target in the slot, potentially increasing his involvement in the passing game. Tyler Lockett, a veteran presence in the wide receiver room, may see his opportunities grow as well, and his experience with quarterbacks like Geno Smith can help stabilize the receiving core, particularly for younger players adjusting to expanded roles. Trey Tucker is another player who stands to benefit enormously from this trade. In his third year, Tucker has been waiting for a chance to show the team what he can do, and now that Meyers is no longer in the lineup, he is likely to see significantly more targets. If he capitalizes on this opportunity, it could be the breakout moment of his career and potentially even lead to a contract extension down the line. Michael Mayer also steps into a larger role at tight end, particularly if the team wants to run two tight end sets to keep the offense balanced. Brock Bowers remains the centerpiece of the passing attack, but Geno Smith will likely distribute targets more evenly among the remaining offensive weapons. This is a scenario where opportunity meets necessity, and for the Raiders, it's a chance to evaluate who can step up and carry the team forward. From the perspective of the Jaguars, this trade also makes sense. They needed a reliable wide receiver to bolster their offense, and Meyers fits perfectly, especially considering his connection with Edgar Bennett, who is now part of their coaching staff. For Jacksonville, this is about immediate reinforcement, a player who can slot in and contribute right away. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, it's about creating flexibility, generating draft capital, and positioning the team for sustained growth. It's the kind of move that may not have a huge impact on the scoreboard this season, but could pay dividends in the years to come. Meyers wasn't producing at the level the team hoped for this season. His receiving yards were underwhelming across multiple games, and the chemistry with Geno Smith never fully clicked. Moving him now ensures that the team gains value while freeing up opportunities for players who can potentially develop into reliable contributors. Financially, The trade also works in the Raiders' favor. Jakobi Meyers' contract had already been restructured multiple times, and while there is some dead cap hit remaining, the team is able to manage their salary cap more efficiently moving forward. The Jaguars take on the responsibility of Meyers' salary, which gives him a chance to prove himself in a new environment, while the Raiders maintain financial flexibility to pursue other players or draft prospects in the future. Trades like this are rarely just about talent on the field. They're about strategy, opportunity, and timing. For the Raiders, this trade is a calculated move that balances present needs with long-term goals. Looking at the Raiders' wide receiver room now, it's one of the weaker units in the NFL, honestly, but that weakness is now paired with opportunity. Dante Dorton Jr. can contribute more. Alex Bachman may step into a primary slot role. Tyler Lockett can leverage his veteran experience. Michael Mayer sees expanded tight end responsibilities, and Trey Tucker could emerge as a key offensive weapon. Jack Besh, who has had limited opportunities, now has a chance to showcase his talent as well. These adjustments are critical because while losing a player like Meyers may sting in the short term, it forces the team to adapt, create new strategies, and rely on player development to fill the gaps. This is a clear example of turning a setback into potential growth. Meanwhile, there are also players and staff who may feel the loss more acutely. Jakobi Meyers was well respected in the locker room, and his departure may impact team morale in the short term. Pete Carroll, despite his leadership, has faced criticism for this and other decisions as the team navigates a challenging first season under his regime. The offense loses some immediate production, and Geno Smith loses a reliable target he had grown accustomed to. These are the realities of roster management. Every trade creates winners and losers. But the key takeaway here is that the Raiders are betting on the future, providing chances for younger players to step up and stockpiling draft capital to address team needs. Every move has a ripple effect. The opportunities for young receivers and tight ends, the draft picks to strengthen the roster, and strategic planning for 2026 and 2027 all highlight a deliberate approach. While the team's current record may not reflect immediate success, the decisions being made now are designed to build a foundation for sustained competitiveness. By moving Jakobi Meyers, the Raiders are not only creating space for emerging players, but also signaling to fans that the long-term plan is being prioritized. This trade is as much about development, evaluation, and forward-thinking strategy as it is about the present season. The Raiders' front office is clearly thinking about maximizing value from every asset. 4th and 6th round picks today could evolve into core contributors tomorrow, and the financial flexibility gained from this trade allows the team to pursue other roster improvements, whether through the draft or free agency. The focus is on creating a competitive window in the years ahead, and while the team still faces challenges in depth, particularly on defense and at wide receiver, there's a blueprint forming that balances growth, opportunity, and strategic roster management. Jakobi Meyers may be gone, but his departure opens doors for players like Trey Tucker, Michael Mayer, Dante Dorton Jr., Alex Bachman, and even Jack Besh to demonstrate what they can bring to the offense. For Raiders fans, this is a moment to recognize both the challenge and the potential. The team may not be a contender this season, but the groundwork is being laid for future competitiveness. Every draft pick, every snap opportunity for a young player, and every strategic decision in managing the roster reflects a calculated approach. By looking beyond immediate results, the Raiders are positioning themselves for a window where all of these moves could culminate in serious success. While losing a veteran like Jakobi Meyers is never easy, the trade embodies a clear message. The focus is on building a team that can compete at a high level consistently, with a mix of emerging talent, smart drafting, and financial strategy that sets the foundation for the seasons ahead. Now that Jakobi Meyers has been traded, the real question becomes, who benefits the most from this move? While the team lost a reliable veteran, the ripple effects across the roster are significant, and several players are now stepping into roles that could define the future of the offense. Trey Tucker immediately comes to mind as one of the biggest winners. Entering his 3rd season, Tucker has been waiting for the opportunity to prove himself at the next level, and with Meyers gone, those chances are coming in a big way. His target share is likely to increase, and if he can capitalize on these opportunities, it could mark the breakout moment of his career. The Raiders need him to develop into a dependable playmaker, and now he has both the space and the responsibility to do exactly that. Michael Mayer is another key player stepping into a larger role. With Meyers gone, Meyers' presence at tight end becomes even more crucial. The team can run two tight end sets or deploy Mayer in more versatile ways, creating mismatches and opening up the passing game. He has the ability to complement Brock Bowers, who remains the primary offensive weapon, while still absorbing a meaningful share of targets. This not only spreads the field for Geno Smith, but also creates multiple layers of options for the Raiders' offensive strategy. The departure of Meyers forces the offense to adapt, and it's those adjustments that can ultimately define success for the team over the next few seasons. Alex Bachman and Dante Dorton Jr. also benefit from the trade in different ways. Bachman, who has been solid on special teams, now has a chance to step more into the slot receiver role. His sure-handedness and reliability make him a natural fit for this expanded responsibility. Dorton Jr., on the other hand, can be utilized more dynamically as a deep threat or in creative schemes to stretch the defense. Both of these players gain opportunities to showcase their skills in ways that were limited when Meyers was on the roster. For a team that is actively rebuilding, these are the types of growth opportunities that can't be overstated. They represent the next layer of talent stepping into the spotlight, and the front office's plan to evaluate who can contribute in meaningful ways moving forward. Even Tyler Lockett benefits from this change. While he is a veteran, his role in the offense can expand because Smith will need reliable targets, particularly in critical situations. Lockett's experience allows him to help mentor younger players while still contributing as a weapon in the passing game. This combination of veteran presence and emerging talent is precisely what the Raiders are trying to cultivate. Jack Besh, another young receiver, now has the opportunity to see more action as well. Drafted in the second round, he has been underutilized, but this change in the lineup could allow him to demonstrate the skills that warranted his selection. For the Raiders, this is a period of evaluation, adjustment, and, most importantly, opportunity. Of course, every trade has its downsides, and it's important to acknowledge the players and staff who feel the impact more acutely. Jakobi Meyers was respected in the locker room, and his departure creates a void in leadership and presence. Pete Carroll, despite his strategic vision, has had to navigate challenges with integrating new players while maintaining team cohesion. Losing a veteran who was well-liked and contributed both on and off the field has implications beyond just the statistics. On the field, the offense loses a reliable target, and that affects quarterback rhythm, play calling, and overall offensive execution. Geno Smith, despite showing flashes of improvement, now has to adjust to a new set of primary targets, recalibrate chemistry with emerging receivers, and ensure the team's passing game remains efficient and dynamic. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Exclusive from the Raiders locker room, Jakobi Meyers has reportedly requested a trade, sending shockwaves through the team and leaving fans and insiders buzzing. Sources close to the organization suggest that Meyers, who has been a consistent performer on the field, has grown increasingly frustrated with the direction of the team and his role within the offense. The whispers began circulating quietly this week, but insiders say the locker room reaction has been immediate and intense, with teammates reportedly in disbelief over the sudden request. Meyers' name has been linked with several potential landing spots, and speculation is running rampant across the league. Some insiders point to teams in need of a reliable wide receiver to boost their passing game, while others wonder if this could trigger a domino effect of roster moves for the Raiders. The timing of the request, mid-season, only adds fuel to the fire, with coaching staff now facing the delicate task of managing team morale while navigating league trade rules. Veterans in the locker room are said to be particularly concerned about the potential disruption, while younger players are reportedly watching closely, unsure how the situation might affect their own roles. It's chaos in there. One source told us, requesting anonymity. Jakobi is a great player, but this caught everyone off guard. The vibe is tense, and you can feel on the field too. Speculation is now the main currency among fans and analysts alike, with social media exploding with theories and predictions. Will Meyers force his way out this season, or will the Raiders convince him to stay and lead the offense? For now, the team remains tight-lipped, but the rumor mill is running at full speed, and the pressure is mounting. One thing is certain. The Raiders' locker room will be the focal point of headlines in the coming days, as every move and every word is dissected. The saga of Jakobi Meyers is just beginning, and the NFL world is watching every twist and turn. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.